Prepare for trouble and make it double because the best deck in Pokemon TCG Pocket got even better with the addition of Mythical Island. Mewtwo EX was already arguably the single best deck in Pokemon Pocket, with only Pikachu EX being able to mount a reasonable argument against it. Now, Mewtwo EX had a notable generalized weakness to Pikachu EX, which forced it to run Baby Mewtwo, just base Mewtwo, as a tank. The point of that card in the deck was to have 120 HP and just sit out there absorbing power, taking damage, and then allowing you to build up your Mewtwo on the bench and make it sweep the matchup. That has gotten way easier with the addition of Mew EX. Mew EX has 130 HP and a 1 retreat cost compared to Baby Mewtwo's 120 HP and 2 retreat cost. This also gives you outs to Charizard. One of the other major weaknesses that Mewtwo EX had as a deck was that once a Charizard got set up, you would be basically SOL, out of luck. And that would be an awkward situation for you to navigate because you have nothing that can reasonably revenge kill a Charizard EX and it can sweep through your entire board. But with Mew EX's genome hacking, you can simply use Charizard EX's 200 damage, reflect it right back at them, and win the game just like that. So not only does this card shore up your weaknesses in terms of being an excellent tank and an upgrade over Baby Mewtwo in that role, it also shores up the weakness that you had to people being able to go over the top of you, like Charizard EX. In other words, this deck got a card that was an upgrade in 2 different directions. It's good against decks that are trying to go under it, and it's good against decks that are trying to go over it. This makes Mewtwo EX, in my opinion, the deck to beat. Now, there's a couple other upgrades that it got as well. First, if we're talking about Mew EX, we should talk a little bit about Budding Expeditioner, which is a massive upgrade. This is effectively Koga, but for Mew EX. And that means that you can, instead of where Koga has this downside, where, you have to actually play the coughing out and then evolve it into wheezing, Mew EX, you don't have to do that at all. It's a basic EX. It just shows back up. This is basically just a full heal for your tank. It's kind of ridiculous. You can use the card as a tank and then full heal it, play it, and then it comes right back out and you can start attaching energy to it if you want to actually get to the point of using genome hacking. More than just the 1 retreat cost that Mew EX has that is an upgrade over Baby Mewtwo in the previous iterations of this deck, this is a meaningful upgrade because it just gives you some free value. Mythical Slab is a really interesting card because I think in a lot of other card games, you would not be incredibly interested in playing a card that says you have a 50% chance to draw a card, and if you don't draw the card goes to the bottom of your deck. But in a game like this, you are so very often digging for Pokemon. Your card draw is there to facilitate getting your Pokemon, and this card gets you closer to your Pokemon one way or the other, which means that it's much closer to draw a card just flat than it is to that 50%. Now, I do run 10 Pokemon in this list in order to make this card at least 50% of the time drawing me a card, but in practice, because you start with basics in your hand, it actually is going to be a little less than that as far as I can tell. Fundamentally, though, the other thing that this card has going for it is that it allows the Mewtwo deck to be a smaller deck, a more self-contained package. The less cards you have to run, the more consistently you are able to put together your main game plan, the more your plan A comes together. And with that in mind, just for those who aren't aware, let's talk about Mewtwo EX's main game plan. Mewtwo EX is built around the card Mewtwo EX, and this is a card that has a lot of ability to go over the top. It is not the card that goes the most over the top in Pokemon TCG Pocket, but it is the card that is the easiest balance between going over the top and not requiring as much setup as you might think. 150 damage deals with basically everything other than the Kanto Starter Evolution EXs, Pidgeot EX, and Gyarados EX now. And generally speaking, also Exeggutor EX. That matters some of the time. But 150 is going to go over the top of most things that you see. It's going to be enough to one-hit KO most things that you see. And that is enough to justify what this card gives you because it is a basic EX. Where anything else that does this level of damage requires setup to get to that point, Mewtwo EX just shows up. And you can see from the explosion in Celebi EX that the general formula of this deck, which is basic EX frontliner and energy battery on the backline stage 2, is something that has some real staying power, and that formula is going to stick around regardless of the specific cards in it. One of the major advantages that Mewtwo EX has right now is that it has a very, very, very strong matchup into Celebi. Celebi is an entire deck full of stuff that gets 150'd at this point, and it may need to adapt that with Exeggutor and things of that nature, but right now it is getting absolutely 150'd. It is not a good situation for the Celebi deck, because as soon as that Celebi goes away, unless you have your backup Celebi, that Mewtwo EX is finishing the game. And right now, that's what Mewtwo EX brings. That's what allows this deck to be as strong as it is. It has excellent Mew EX stall game plans against decks that are trying to go under it and beat it before it can get Mewtwo EX online. It has excellent game plans against decks that are trying to meet it in the middle, like Celebi, by just going a little bit taller than them and a little bit thicker than them. And if a deck is trying to go over the top of it, like Charizard EX, it has Mew EX's genome hacking to make that plan not work. In other words, any of the ways you want to attack this deck, it has generally built-in answers. Gardevoir is a phenomenally powerful Pokemon that is the energy battery of the Mewtwo EX deck. This is the card that allows you to keep 150ing. This is the card that allows you to, when you need to get that extra energy onto your Mew EX to use the genome hacking on a Charizard, you can do that too. This is an extremely powerful card, and the fact that this deck has the best ability to get a Stage 2 evolution online of any deck in the game, that is really impactful, because you have not just Professor's Research, not just Pokeball, but also Mythical Slab. You are better at getting a Stage 2 online in the back line than any other deck in the game. You have better ability to do that, and Gardevoir is one of the best supporty Stage 2s in the entire game. So all in all, this package has everything you could possibly ask for. One interesting thing about Mew EX is that it's actually also to some degree a counter to this deck. If you can get ahead by knocking something out on the back line, or on the front line really, and then build up a Mew EX, when they send in their Mewtwo EX, you can revenge kill it with a Mew EX. That's a really interesting dynamic, honestly, because Mew EX is excellent in this deck, but it also opens up sort of like aggressive strategies that have a Mew EX in them as a potential counter to Mewtwo EX. Another strategy I've seen people working on is just trying to play on the weaknesses of the deck, which is dark type, so straight up just trying to do super effective stuff to it. I think this is the kind of strategy that I am interested in right now. I would like to figure out exactly what we need to do to beat this deck consistently, because right now I'm worried that Mewtwo EX might just be the best deck, period. I'm calling this deck Mew 3 because I'm very unoriginal and we're playing Mew and Mewtwo, so 1 + 2 is 3. I can do math some of the time. But I am interested in figuring out what consistently beats this deck while not consistently losing to everything else. And while I do think that there is something meaningful in the dark type that might be able to be found, honestly, the stuff I've been the most impressed with is like aggressively positioned strategies that also run a Mew EX. And I think that might be the future, that might be the direction to take this, because right now I think it kind of big brothers Celebi EX. It just has a good matchup there by the nature of what they're doing. It's more consistent, it has a similar setup, and it 150s into their Celebi, which has 130 HP. But I do wonder what we can do about this, because I think Mew EX meaningfully makes the Pikachu and Charizard matchups better. I think that this deck already naturally has a good matchup into the Celebi EX deck. And I think reasonably most people are expecting the metagame to look like Mewtwo, Celebi, Pikachu, Charizard, and I'm pretty sure if that's what the metagame looks like, this deck ends up on top. So what are we going to try to do to beat this deck? I really want to know. Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. I've been KM Pocket, and I've also been KM Best. I almost said you've been KM Best, but I'm not making that mistake again. Thanks so much. Remember to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Have a phenomenal day. Let's get into the gameplay. That is interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. So we start with Mew, and then we have Ralts, Kirlia, Gardevoir. That's not nothing. Let's see what this guy can do. Let's see what this guy can do. Okay, they're screwed. We did it. Mew's just gonna sit out there. Mew's just gonna sit out there tanking. How do you even open that many packs in 30 minutes? By opening them 10 at a time. Okay, maybe I'm screwed. Maybe they Misty me. They're doing Vaporeon stuff, yeah? Makes sense. This is our big tanky boy. Let's hit a research out there. Draw first always. Second Mewtwo EX, probably going down there. So we go Kirlia, Mewtwo EX to play around... to play around our opponent's red card potential. Then next turn we evolve to Gardevoir, 50 that Eevee. That's the real reason you're playing this? I mean, it's not. But also, Mew EX fits here in a way that very few other things do. Alright, so... evolve to Gardevoir. Retreat the Mew EX because it's basically... okay, yeah, this is basically Baby Mewtwo with a 1 retreat cost that can do stuff. Okay, yeah, that's messed up. Alright, I buy it. It definitely goes in here. It definitely goes in here. I am buying what this deck is selling. We do this, they send out Articuno EX, and they die. I am buying what this deck is selling as far as Mew EX goes. It's just Mewtwo, it's just Baby Mewtwo with a better retreat cost. That's so messed up. Does that want Mew or double? I am over-indexed on it, for sure. I mean, what am I even... am I supposed to just, like, 150 this? It's, like, very obviously just there to stall, but also I can't figure out how I lose ever. Like, it feels like a waste to 150 a Squirtle, but I'll do it. I can count. 150 is bigger than the numbers that you have. All right. Yup. Okay, so this seems like a strict upgrade to the Mewtwo EX deck. Tank, what the hell? You don't even have to pay the full retreat cost some of the time because you have the Expeditioner guy in here. Okay, we found our lose condition. It's this hand. Found our lose con, this hand. Holy shit. Surely we get a Mewtwo EX off of this. Oh, okay. We are going to win then. Oh, it's so over. Oh, it's so over. Oh my god. I mean, yeah. I'm actually quite scared of that Celebi EX on the play. They're going to be flipping so many coins in such a powerful way. Like, we need our Mewtwo EX to get online fast. Yo, they have a Superior? Oh my god, wait. That's so sick. Are we supposed to start poking with Psyshot, or are we just supposed to put stuff on Mewtwo EX? It's like, we could try to genome hacking their thing. But I think we're just supposed to Mewtwo EX here. Do I want to play the new item for Psychic? Maybe I do. Maybe it's better than Potion. But we run how many Pokemon in this deck? We run 10, so it's a 50% chance to draw a card. It's a 50% chance to draw a card? Oh, God. Yeah, they're just never getting the coin flip here. They never get 2 coin flips. I also don't have the guard. I mean, it's like a 75%er. I'll take it. Yeah, Pinsir but Scales is legit scary. That's a really scary Pokemon on the play. That's really nice. Oh, God. Okay. Do I Sabrina them? I don't know if Superior means they flip 6 coins. I'm going to make it more annoying for them because basically my thought process is I need my Mewtwo EX to be able to revenge kill that Celebi no matter what happens. That's what I need. I also need a Gardevoir. That's fine. Yeah, I'm still live, right? Like, if they do all this and I get my Gardevoir, their Celebi EX can just die here. And that's if they actually 100% kill it. Okay, so how does this work? Each energy attached. Is this 6? Yo! That's insane. They are popping off. Oh my god. L? Oh my god! Yo, they so deserved to win this game. I can't think of any game I deserved to win less. Their deck is so cool. We gotta make that. We gotta make that. That is so sick. Holy shit. This is the thing that I've done that makes the most sense, is just use Mew EX as, like, it's what old Mewtwo is. That's what, or it's what old Baby Mewtwo is. Actually, I'm wrong, it has to be a grass poker. Yeah, and also, it needs 3. Anyway, Mew's just here to be a tank. Mew is just here to be a tank. This is the role old Mewtwo played in the deck. Well, Baby Mewtwo. Alright, Mythical Slab. Okay. I will take that card. I love drawing cards. It's nice. The regular Full Art Gyarados looks better than Gyarados EX. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Full Art stuff looks better than non-Full Art stuff. I don't think it's ever getting to this point. Like, Mew EX is here to stall. That's what his job is. I mean, if we get a Gardevoir or Kirlia or whatever, we're in an okay spot. Weirdly thinking about throwing Ralts out there as a sacrificial lamb here. If they get their you know what here. Oh. That's perfectly fine, actually. This is just a Kirlia right here, yeah? That'll work. I'm gonna Sabrina this away. I don't want to give them a free one. I want them to, like, think about it, right? And then what they do is they send in their Pikachu EX, they equip, they circle circuit, and we kill their Pikachu EX with Mewtwo EX. Seems really straightforward to me. See, this is Mew EX's role in this deck. Literally just do this. Literally just do this. It's so gross. It's just Mewtwo, it's just old Baby Mewtwo, but better. Anyway, the game's over now. Because this guy lives through that. And, hello? It's Dunzo. Like, it's just a strict upgrade over old Baby Mewtwo. It's 130 instead of 120. It's got a 1 energy retreat cost instead. You don't have to use Mew for anything other than 130, 1 retreat cost. It's the Zapdos EX. Like, if this deck basically just got a Zapdos EX. Is my take. Mewtwo EX just got a Zapdos EX. And it's just like, that's completely disgusting and wrong. Like, it is such a heinous thing. My god. Mythical Slab makes the deck 18 cards? No! Because sometimes it'll, like, hit your professor's research and you, like, shit yourself to death. But yes, I do think this deck is somewhere in range of the best thing to be doing. I'm indexed pretty heavily on it. What are we gonna send out here? There's a Zeb Strika. I mean, it's probably just the other Mew, actually. Or the other Mewtwo. We took away our own outs for opening on Spear. Oh, that is just disgusting. Maybe it should have been that. I was worried about getting Giovanni'd if I did that. It's super over, though. It's actually just, like... It's the most over. It ended the second Mew EX was on the ground here. And I think the thing about Mew EX is that it also gives you outs to Charizard here. Like, Mew EX's genome hacking means that Charizard no longer just takes a huge shit on you. So not only is it great against Pikachu EX, it is also an out in what was previously your worst matchup. If you ask me to pick what the best deck in the game is, I think it might be this going into it. Dude, what are you doing? Mew EX doesn't need to discard fire energy? Correct. But also, it doesn't matter. You just kill it, you know? Oh, they're going for the paralysis. I get you. That's a good win con. Unlucky. Technically a win con. You gonna stay? You gonna leave? Thank you. Yeah, Mew EX doesn't need to discard fire energy, but I think more important than that, it can hit Charizard, right? Like that, like, just having a thing that can, like, oh, if straightforward build here, it's 2 Mew EX, 1 of the new trainer. Doesn't get Blastoise bonus damage, right? It shouldn't, because Blastoise bonus damage requires water energy. My kingdom for a Kirlia. My kingdom for a Kirlia. God, please, Kirlia me. Kirlia. Kirlia. I need a Kirlia. They drew their Delmise instead of the Celebi EX. Which is very good for us, because the more time we have, the better off we are here. The more time we have, the better off we are. They're on the Servine. That's not good. We are going to have enough time to get to our guy to 150, but we might be able to be revenge killed if they get to Celebi quickly enough. All right. All right.